back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well, and I am so glad that you are here. So, we've got something to get into a little bit. Now, as you know, I have been covering a couple of sharings about Jennifer Williams and Christian Gold's wedding. Yay for them, from the Basketball Wives of LA. And so there was a lot to do about a lot of things in regards to how that was going to take place, in regards to the fact that we all know that Christian had a probation violation in which he had to actually get married with Jen in Paris and then turn around and come back to the States and finish out his term of 15 days of incarceration. So at this point, he may still be in, maybe for a short period more time left, or he may be on his way out. Not really sure. I'd have to count all the days up. But nevertheless, I was so intrigued when I came across this article in regards to now the actual nuptials themselves. Now, look, we know that Jen and now both Christian as well are no strangers to the legal system in one way or another. So I thought anyways that it would be kind of nice to see them maybe kind of chill out on that particular area of existence. But it doesn't seem to be the case, because now there seems to be some questioning in whether or not the wedding or the marriage itself is even legal. Oh, yada, yada, yada. So I thought, you know what, look, I've definitely got to cover this with you guys. I want to know your thoughts. So I hope that you will definitely share those respectfully down in the comment section. And we're just going to go and deep dive into this a little bit. And I'm going to share how I'm thinking and what I'm feeling as well. So let's go ahead and get into it, okay? So it appears that according to colander.com, that Basketball Wives stars marriage may not be legal. Huge question mark. Now, Jennifer Williams was referred to as a Black Barbie doll when pictures of her recent Parisian nuptials hit the blogs. After months of speculation and accusations, the reality star and her new, much younger Christian Gold remained committed to the fabulous highbrow wedding Jennifer bragged about having in Paris, France. Jennifer wore an unconventional pink, frothy, but fashion-forward wedding gown, and her groom equally matched her fly. Immediately following the ceremony, the bride and groom were photographed walking aboard a yacht wearing a white sequin dress with a coordinated white sequin suit for Christian. Close family and friends were photographed, blowing kisses and well wishes from the dock, but it's doubtful many of those in attendance were actually convinced the marriage would last, or even if the couple was truly legit. Even Jennifer's pal, Evelyn Lozado, shared skepticism about the wedding being legitimate on the recent season of the finale of Basketball Wives. And now YouTubers are wondering if the marriage is legal. So let's go ahead and keep on going. Now, former reality star and attorney Simone Redwine blew the whistle on Christian Gold. Now, the months leading up to the marriage were filled with scandals and accusations of fraud being directed at Christian from numerous sources. During an episode of the most recent season of Basketball Wives, Christian admitted having an outstanding debt with the courts of over $250,000. Now, Christian and Jennifer put their heads together mid-scene and decided they needed to come up with $500,000 in total. Now, the $250,000 needed for Christian's restitution and the other $250,000 was needed for a fabulous wedding that would certainly outdo any of her castmates or reality star peers. Now, fans gagged at the ridiculous amount of money Christian owed and suggested Jennifer should reconsider the marriage for obvious reasons. Now, instead of being weary, Jennifer doubled down and insisted on standing by her man, although his background was becoming shadier than the tropical rainforest awaiting an impending storm. The attacks on Christian's past weren't as disturbing as the allegations pertaining to his present. As headlines announcing the couple's upcoming wedding continued trending, victims started releasing information alleging they were scammed out of money by Christian with his investment business. Oof. Now, former reality star and litigation attorney Simone Redwine spoke with at least 10 of Christian's victims on her Girl Is That Legal podcast that airs on YouTube. Now, Simone agreed to represent the victims in court and made a public offering for any additional victims without representation to contact her for pro bono representation on their claim. The allegations against Christian seemed to ignite Jennifer's loyalty as she resigned herself to standing beside her man. The two went on Carlos King's podcast, Reality with King, and attempted to add context to the claims. Instead of clearing things up, the interview backfired and created more public scrutiny for the couple. When fans realized Jennifer was fully committed to making another huge mistake, they backed off. The wedding took place and fans congratulated Jennifer on her wedding fashions, but whispered about her being clueless in the comments. Adding insult to oversold injury, there are recent allegations that the nuptials may not be legitimate, and for all the fashions and fanfare in Paris, Jennifer still may not legally be Mrs. Christian Gold. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Now, former TGIF reporter Al Reynolds went live on his YouTube channel with hot tea for his loyal fans, alleging there was no marital certificate on record for the newly appointed Mr. and Mrs. Christian Gold. Simone backed up Al's claims after doing her own research and coming to the same conclusion there was no formal wedding certificate filed for the couple. For Jennifer's fans and foes alike, the news was not surprising as the entire charade felt suspiciously more like an opportunity to create an over-the-top storyline than a realistic love story. Now, Jennifer and Christian have yet to respond to Al's accusations, but understanding marriage licenses are public domain, it's hard to imagine what story the two could concoct to offset the 4K reality of more fraudulent behavior from both parties. Ooh, all I can think of is that song, Who's Scamming Who, from the great Aretha Franklin. Or is it Who's Zooming Who? But let's go ahead and change it to Who's Scamming Who. Now, Carlos King may have given a huge hint to Jennifer's wedding in his social posts. Let's go ahead and get into that. Now, apparently it's sharing that Carlos referenced to Jennifer as a Black Barbie when posting pictures of her on her wedding day. Now, perhaps Carlos knows more about the nuptials than he acknowledged on social media. Barbie has long been seen as a visualized figment of a toy maker's imagination. She was created to be a fictitious representation of the perfect woman, with exaggerated measurements and trinkets that are not humanly possible, but instead represent an aspirational idea. Now, for Jennifer, a 47-year-old divorced woman known for delusions of grandeur, perhaps a real wedding with a real groom with real intentions was never the goal. And right now, as y'all may already know, but just to let you know, Basketball Wives can now be streamed on Paramount Plus. Now, I actually missed the season finale, or I saw the season finale but missed the reunion, and so I'm still trying to find that, and I don't have Paramount Plus and I don't foresee myself getting it, so I'm hoping I can find it somewhere on YouTube to watch it. But what is really going on is the question I have. Like, what now, right? Now, I told you, Jennifer makes good TV. She just does. I mean, and like I said, this couple's grown, okay? If there wasn't meant to be, and if there wasn't a real love situation, they know their way around getting this dissolved in a manner in which they'll be fine once it's done. But I really was hoping that this would be different this time around because, you know, we've seen Jennifer go in and out of relationships and really kind of hoping that one of those relationships would stick, but they just never did, right? It never was the Prince Charming that she needed or wanted. And then here comes Christian, like I said, popped out of nowhere. Next season, we're starting to see him. Seemed happy. He seemed happy. I mean, is this really a partnership and a storyline, or is this really about love and a relationship? I mean, you know, they do a really good job of acting if it's not for real. And my goodness, who paid for the Paris thing? Was this VH1 that did that? Because I cannot imagine paying for a trip to go anywhere, especially if that's extravagant. Just for a storyline, somebody's got to be paying you for that. Just my thoughts on that. So I really do hope that that is not true. I hope that they are really married. Now, it is possible because of Christian's legal issues that maybe they do have, you know, the paperwork done for the marriage. I don't know if they would have went to the Justice of the Peace, because if they had done that first and then went to Paris, then for sure, then you should be able to find something, right? Or did they just hurry up and hop on a plane, go to Paris, and then you got to go through the whole legality aspect of making it legal considered here in the United States? I also too got married abroad, except my stuff was done in a way that it became legal once we went abroad, because we did a cruise wedding and then came back, and because all that's in line with the US, it was not a problem for us. So I would imagine, though, and I've heard from about other individuals who've gotten married overseas, that it's not necessarily considered legal in the States, obviously, until you've done whatever legality elements that you need to take care of here in the States. And I'm wondering if maybe a certificate wasn't found. Could it possibly be because there was such a mad rush to go ahead and get this wedding done? And maybe they said, we'll just go ahead and do justice of peace when we get back here and once you get out of slammer. So could that possibly be the situation, or could it really be just a storyline situation? I guess we'll never know. Because either way, I mean, it's just a wonder, I guess. At least for me, because I do enjoy watching the show, and I would imagine that hopefully this would unfold in some capacity in the upcoming season, because I'm pretty sure they're getting a new season. There's just too much to, open-ended storylines here. So yeah, but I would love to know your thoughts, of course. So make sure you leave those down respectfully in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation about it. Do you think that it's possible that this wedding isn't a real wedding, that this is actually just a storyline fluff? Or do you think maybe it's just simply, they hurried up, rushed, got married overseas, and haven't taken care of the formalities that are needed and legalities needed here in the States to get it to be recognized here in the States? Because again, Christian was given a reprieve with the decision for him to be incarcerated for only 15 days for the infraction that took place. But then he was able to actually spend 2 days and then turn around and go to Paris and then come back from Paris and spend the remaining 13 days of that time frame, which I thought was, wow, he really should be thanking somebody, because I'm pretty sure a lot of details and, scheduling and all that good stuff took place for this Paris wedding. I mean, it's not like it's just around the corner, right? So yeah, but again, with that, love to know your thoughts. So go ahead and leave them down below. And I think that'll probably do it for this video. Definitely make sure you have your notification bells on, because I will have another video popping up later on today. And I definitely would love to know your thoughts about that as well. And of course, if you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and become part of the family. I would so love to have you. And I definitely appreciate all of you guys for your viewing and listening support. It means a lot to me. And of course, if you enjoyed the update of this never-ending saga of this nuptial situation that is Jennifer and Christian's marriage, definitely give the video a like, as I would, appreciate that as well. And I guess again, we'll bid you adieu. And so until next time, you take care and be blessed. Bye.